All right, in that last video, we were in the middle of doing question 6 on the back of the study guide, so I just decided to start it all over again. So in this question, Sarah drops a rock from a height of 120 feet. The path of the rock can be modeled with the equation h of t is equal to negative 16t squared plus 120. How long does it take for the penny to hit the ground? So what we need to find here are our zeros, our roots, the solutions, or the x-intercepts. So to do that or find any of those, we must use the quadratic formula. So how can we use the quadratic formula? We don't have a b term. Well, all we're going to do is a is equal to negative 16, b will be equal to 0, and c will be equal to 120. So that's going to look like negative 0 plus or minus the square root of 0 squared minus 4 times a negative 16 multiplied by 120 divided by 2 times negative 16. So when I put that into the Desmos scientific calculator, it looks just like this, okay? 0 plus the square root of 0 squared minus 4 multiplied by negative 16 multiplied by 120 divided by 2 multiplied by negative 16. And the first answer I get is negative 2.76. Wait, was that 6? No, 73. Sorry. Negative 2.73. So that's just going to be negative 2.7 because I'm going to round to the nearest tenth. And then when I change that positive to a negative, so I can backspace and change that to a negative, then you'll notice I get a positive 2.73. So the other answer will be a positive 2.7 because we'll just round to the nearest tenth. And this is my only possible solution because we're talking about time. So it would be 2.7 seconds is when it hit the ground. Okay, one last question. The area of a rectangle is 48 inches squared. So our area is equal to 48. Find the length and the width.
Here's what I found.
So we're going to take this x because that will be equal to our length. And we're going to multiply that times our width, which is x minus 2. And that's going to equal 48. So in order to solve this, we are going to distribute that x, and we get x squared minus 2x. That's equal to 48. So then we subtract 48 from both sides. When we do that, we get x squared minus 2x minus 48 is equal to 0. Now I can either factor, I can complete the square, or I can use the quadratic formula to solve from here. I prefer to factor, so I'm going to look for the factors of negative 48 that multiply to negative 48 and add together to give me a negative 2. Well, if I look at the factors of 48, well, I have 1 and 48, and I have 2 and 24, and I know that I have 6 and 8, but because this is negative and I have a negative here, I know that my larger number is going to be negative So 6 and negative 8 would be my factors. So this factored would be x plus 6, x minus 8 is equal to 0. So my two possible solutions are either x is equal to negative 6 or x is equal to 8. Well, I can't have a negative measurement, so only x is equal to 8 is possible. And I'm going to fix that because it's really bugging me. So x is equal to 8, so that means that our length is equal to 8, and our width would be equal to 8 minus 2, which is going to be equal to 6. So length is equal to 8, width is equal to 6, and that is my final answer. If you still are struggling, please feel free to come to tutoring tomorrow morning before school, and I'll see you in class to take the test.